I've known Nick since 6th grade.
Okay, that's a pretty long time. Yeah. Okay. Okay. How long have you guys been together as this particular band?
4 years. 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, 4 years. Okay. And you have an EP out, right?
That's coming up.
Yeah, it's actually an album
okay.
now.
It's an album.
Yeah,
Okay.
technically, I guess, whatever.
Okay. Very cool.
And it's coming out April 19th.
Okay.
The first 2 singles actually dropped a couple days ago, which has been awesome. But the whole thing's coming out on the 19th of April.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, how big of a tour is this for you guys, being on with Buck Cherry? Being 4 years in.
It's awesome, man.
Biggest one yet.
Yeah, seriously.
Cool.
It is so cool. They've treated us like family so far, and the crowds they've been bringing have loved us. You know, a lot of them, some of them have been cold, and we've been fortunate enough to win over, and the other ones have just been like very welcoming, just like the band has.
That's cool. I noticed Buck Cherry does seem to take like younger bands out on the road with them.
Do they? Okay.
It seems that way sometimes, which I think is I guess can be good and bad, right? Because it's like I've been listening to Buck Cherry since the first album, so a lot of guys like my age, like they don't want to hear new music anymore. You know what I mean? Like they're here to hear their thing,
for sure,
and that's it.
Yeah.
But how else are you supposed to get out there? You got to get on with a bigger name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are obviously different, but still kind of fall in that rock world, though.
Yeah.
I hate like pinning someone down like on what kind of band are you? You know what I mean? Because I don't even know if that's such a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? It's like
for sure.
If someone hadn't heard you guys and you had to describe your sound, what would you say?
I would honestly just say rock music. And then if they ask about anything else more specifically, I would just tell them to come see a show.
right.
Like, we're all influenced by like old blues and like 50s rock.
Yep.
We picked something from every decade that we like, obviously, like 70s and 80s, but a lot of blues, jazz, 90s, everything.
Yeah, pick up on that, because like when I first heard obviously Mississippi Queen, that might make people think, oh, they're kind of got this old school vibe, but there's something kind of modern about it though.
Yeah.
How do you feel about as far as like right now anyone could promote their band? You know what I mean? You can go on social media. Has that been helpful or hurtful? Because now it's like you have a million bands you're competing with. It's hard to decipher through all that.
Yeah, it's interesting how it works because like, of course, there's companies that like you can group up with. Like this is in a realm where you're not just doing social media and everything yourself, like that have these superpowers that you actually like can't really do on just social media. But the powers you have with just social media and your capabilities on your own are like kind of limitless. But it is hard to kind of get out there and get people's attention because it's oversaturated.
Yeah. It's like you have more tools, but the market's more saturated at the same time. So it's like I think it's kind of cool because it's kind of the same reason why like people don't make money off records anymore. They make money off other things, and I think it makes people more creative a lot of the times.
Good point.
So it's just like people who dog in that kind of stuff. It's just like it's just the future of things. So like find the new thing that is gonna make you successful. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, the music industry's changed a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's figured out where it's going right now.
Yeah,
So
Probably not.
It's
No,
still,
it needs more people to just do what they love to bring it forward. I think.
Sure.
That's what it takes.
Sure.
I think.
Do you see? A lot of people are coming to shows. Obviously, before you got on this tour, you obviously built up, I imagine, a pretty good following to get on a tour like this. Is it hard to build a following these days? Like get out there and just grassroots it?
I mean, like yes and no. Honestly, the tools you have to do so are like so much at your disposal, but then it takes a lot of like hard work and dedication and persistence and all that kind of stuff. So like I think it's easier to like take the tools and go do it. It's harder to like build it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes it also good though, I think, because when you do build it, I think it's more real.
Sure.
It's less like sand or like to fall through your hands that's not really real or something like that, like you build it yourself or with the people.
Now you guys are from Orange County, right?
Yeah.
Are you influenced by a lot of the sound that's going on there, or are you kind of like totally different from what's going on out that way?
I mean, I think we're somewhere in the middle. We're not really inspired by the stuff that's going around there, but I mean we're not totally I mean, I don't know.
There's been like of course there's like other bands that we don't really like that haven't influenced us, but like we still appreciate like what they do. But there have been like a handful of bands like from around Orange County and like Long Beach that have definitely like influence us somehow.
For sure.
Cool. Is this true? I read that you guys got your name from a generator app. Is
Yeah.
that really is
Yeah,
true?
it was. We were all sitting in our favorite restaurant at the time, called The Hat, and we had a show the next day, and we were all sitting there. We're like, we need a band name. We can't just go up there
Right.
and like have nothing. So we were on our phones, and some really funny names came up, like Intense Resentment and Global Death. Like, we did not want to be a metal
Yeah.
band, so those were funny. And then we came up with one that said Joyous Wolves.
Okay.
And I said, and we were like, what about Joyous Wolf? Because it just sounded better to say. And it was never meant to be a serious thing, and it still isn't a serious thing. I almost, like, we kind of said it like very sarcastically. We were kind of like, Joyous Wolf. Like, that sounds like so stupid and like sarcastic. Or like, let's do it. That sounds really funny.
I like it. It actually works for sure. I'm looking forward to you guys' show because it's the first time checking you guys out.
Oh, yeah, man.
I've watched some of the live videos. The show looks pretty insane.
Oh, thanks,
It
man.
definitely looks like it's going to be a time.
Oh, thank you.
Is that something that, again, has built, or you guys like just came out gunning like that in your live shows, or does it take a while to kind of build up that confidence and just
Honestly,
kind of let it go?
I think it was all of us just really wanting to play whatever the hell we wanted to play.
Yeah.
And all of us have been in bands where it's been like, oh no, don't do that, or don't do it. And like all our parts in the songs, like we really wanted to play. So it was just like a real emotional kind of explosion that just always happened
For
on
sure,
stage.
and it's I think one of the very notable things for me personally is like the chemistry between everybody, because like we all like each other so much that like it makes us love what we're doing more. So we express it better, I think, and we have a better time. Like we're having more fun, so it makes us that much more passionate about it, and it's just so much fun, man.
That's
Honestly.
cool.
Yeah.
Kind of leads me in the next thing I was curious. So you guys obviously are a band, because a lot of musicians now, because with technology, you don't really have to be a band. You could be where you are, you can be where you are, you can and then you don't kind of have that connection. It seems like you guys have that connection. So when you write, do you guys come in write together? How does that process work?
Oh, it's anywhere and all over the place
Yeah.
for that. I mean, like sometimes someone has like a written idea and then it just works out that way, and sometimes songs just happen. They just happen in jams.
Yeah, it's like half the times we'll finish practicing the set list, and then I'll just keep playing a riff after we're done with the set list, and then we'll all just jam on it, and then hey, we just wrote a new song. Or I'll like write an idea at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then come with it the next practice, and then everyone puts their part to it and changes it, and then it's like, oh, so but I mean it's different every time.
That's cool.
You know, but the chemistry is always key.
That's cool, because that's like me growing up, like bands were bands, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the magazines
you
you listen, like that's what you picture, so it's nice to hear that, you know what I mean? You picture a bunch of dudes hanging out, just jamming, coming up with songs.
Which we still figured was the norm until we started hearing about how things were, like especially from our producer,
Right.
how we were hearing about all these different bands and how they work. We were like, wait, like people aren't like real bands, like
Right.
I mean, real bands.
know.
I don't
Yeah,
mean
I know.
that.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just saying like sometimes it's just one guy who writes all this stuff for two guys,
Right.
and I'm just like,
Right.
wow, that's interesting. We released 2 new singles, March 29th. Just recently, called Place and Time and Quiet Heart, which you guys should go check out on Spotify and Apple Music, everywhere, that kind of stuff. And then the 7-track album called Place and Time comes out on April 19th. You can pre-order on our website too, joyouswolf.com, which should be awesome. Shout out to Of Limbo. They're probably our favorite rock band from Long Beach, California right now. They have an amazing EP out called Nicotine.
Yeah,
It's got some of the best songs of like rock music I've heard in forever.
yeah. They actually just came out with a music video for Nicotine too.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
I would really go check that out.
Also, shout outs to Apollo Bebop, one of
Yeah.
the best bands in
Yeah,
California right
They're
now.
kind of the best, one of the best bands in Orange County right now.
Cool,
They're
we'll definitely
amazing.
be sure to check them out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys' time.
Hey, I'm Blake.
Hey, I'm Robert, and this is Joyous Wolf, and this is Industry Music Mag.